Good evening. Welcome to the Plympton Public Safety Building Committee meeting. This meeting is being recorded for cablecast and YouTube presentation by Area 58 Community Access Media. The video of this meeting is not to be considered an official public record. Okay. So we have a quorum. We're good to go. First thing on the agenda is the overview of the project. Do you want to jump right in there? Do you want us to get...
Oh, we have so much to do. You want to get all your bills out of the way?
Okay. You just want to get paid.
I don't think it's going to matter if it's the beginning of the meeting or the end.
We actually have...
Although John could get up and walk out before the meeting's over, we lose our quorum.
Are you by any chance taking minutes? Or would you? Ross is not going to be here.
No.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? So voted. Congratulations,
You voted
John.
all you like. I say no, it's not happening.
Alrighty, we have an invoice from UTS of Massachusetts, the construction testing people, for $1,460.
Okay. That is normal bill for all the testing that's occurred. We've been sending the reports to Harry, yes. So
On the cement testing.
cement testing, compaction testing.
Okay, so
I
motion,
don't even think we've had a failed test yet, so.
motion to approve the invoice for payment,
Make a motion to approve the invoice for payment.
and a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're going to have to give them to me because I can't
Yep.
be able to.
Okay, we have P3 for $6,460.
I might add, that's minimum wage.
Oh, wait a minute. UTS is on here. I'm sorry.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Send that back.
So we'll just
I guess I'm
attach it.
paying UTS.
Okay, we'll attach these together. So P3 is,
Oh, that's right, we procured UTS because you didn't have the ability to do it.
is $5,000 with the $1,460 for UTS.
For a total of $6,000.
$460.
There you go.
So motion to pay this bill.
Motion to approve P3 in addition to the
UTS.
1460, is
Yeah.
it?
Very
Okay.
good.
Are we just approving P3's invoice?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we already approved the
You
other
keep
one.
your
but-
pay-
I'm not
Technically-
on that, but I'm not writing
Okay.
it down. So
Okay.
Technically, you're approving P3's invoice with a reimbursable.
okay. So
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? Okay. We have Context Architecture for $9,375 for construction administration. And P3 did sign off on this. So motion to approve this invoice and forward it on to the Board of Selectmen.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay. And the contractor's invoice for $154,558.92.
You approved it.
Okay. Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
The designer approved it too.
Good. Thank you.
So, you got any more? That's good.
We have, that's it on invoices. We have minutes from last meeting. Did anybody have any issues with them? They were beautiful. We've got
I was not here. so
an
I-
affirming vote. So we don't have enough people to vote on? We can vote, okay. Motion to approve the minutes as written.
I can't approve. I wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
you can approve minutes even if you're not here, as long as you're part of the plan.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
I read them.
All right.
They were nice.
I'll move that we approve as submitted.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay.
we got a bill in today that's not on your schedule that we're probably going to pay. I'm just letting you know. It's the back charge for the electric service from the street. Electric company wants to come across, drop a pole, and run into the building aerially. So they're going to drop a pole, and we're going to connect to the building. The cost is $4,514. I'd like to pay that tomorrow, which I'm going to do. I just want you to know about it, and we'll bill it like we billed UTS.
And we had a budget for that, right?
We have $50,000 for utility back charges. I'm going to get into that later. Okay?
Was this anticipated?
We anticipated $50,000 for all the utilities to charges. To date, we've had $4,500 and something dollars. Okay? All right. Now I want to go over the budget. Now that I'm on, and tell you the changes to the budget that I made and why. Okay. First of all, if you remember how the budget works, the column on the left is the original voted budget plus the study money, if I remember correctly. And the column in the middle are adjustments. So all the adjustments have to equal zero so that, you know, the pluses and the minuses equal out, which they do. The contract for APC is $2,361,132. That's actually the same as it was the day we signed it. We do have some claims that have come in, all minor, that I'll go over in a minute. They total $5,000 since the beginning of the job. So, and the only reason that we're not doing a change order is because we haven't agreed to any of them. So, some of them we think are going to go away. We think your exposure is actually a couple of thousand, right? Which, for where we are, is actually quite remarkable.
I was gonna say,
It's really good.
isn't it?
Yes. So, so if you go down to contingency, you'll see in the third column, current budget, there's $162,000. That's a lot more than you had in your contingency the last time I was here. And the reason you have more money in your contingency, you have your old budget there? Oh, no? Okay. The reason you have more money in your contingency is because I took $35,000 out of utility back charges because I don't, with electric, this is the heavy hitter, with it only being $4,500, we want to sign that agreement and get it done like as soon as possible.
Before they say
We made a mistake.
put out a zero.
Right. All right. The independent testing is not going to exceed probably $2,000. They're built for 1460s, the majority of it. So we took $3,000 out of there. If you'll see in the middle column there, it's red. We took $3,790 out of geotech because we're done with the geotech. Right? He doesn't come back. We took $6,000 out of printing because by using electronic printing, as I promised you, it would cost less. It cost $1,500. $1,305. We're leaving $5,000 for miscellaneous, and site survey came in at $10,580, so we took $1,420 out of that, and we threw all the excess up into contingency. But what I did do is I put $25,000 back into furniture. All right. So furniture had a budget of $75. I took $25 out to award the contract so that we'd be comfortable. I'm throwing the $25,000 back in. All right. Everybody understand what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about claims. There's a fly flying around here, and I'm gonna nail that sucker. If he lands, he's done.
Just make sure it landed on Art, not me.
They all, I swear, they gravitate to me. So, claim number one,
Yeah.
PCO number one, is the engineer forgot to provide a circuit to power the electric unit heater number 2. To do that, $708. Copper line outside the building. There's really no reason to put copper in the ground in this day and age when everyone accepts PVC. So we changed it to PVC, and we got a credit of $2,330. The raise the foundation, he told us he'd do for nothing, but he got in a fight with the architect in a meeting where the architect started nickel and diming him on some things. So he turned around and submitted a change for it. That's why I think it's going to go away. Okay, because we had a little love spat between the contractor and the architect. So the architect's used to doing $30 million projects where he has to be King Kong, and we're creating a family atmosphere here where we all work together. And those two methodologies kind of don't work, right? So we had to have a little chat with Till. I mean, not Till, with Zell. We added downspouts and gutters at some of the doorways that didn't have them, and connected them to the perimeter drainage, and that was an add of $26.42. We have approved in theory 1, 2, and 4. So your total is around $1,200 or something like that right now, which is phenomenal for where we are. All right. I asked if there were any coming down the line from APC, and he was aware of none. Okay. Which brings me to furniture. We've been working with the chief on furniture. We have a furniture bid quotation from the state bid list, so it doesn't have to be procured, that we've been going back and forth designing all the parts and pieces. I actually got the furniture to about find it here, like 40. I got it to like 40. I was right on the mark when I said 50. But it's coming in at $63,000 because you have 2 of these. You don't have enough room for files, so we can get a tremendous amount of file storage for evidence in the evidence area and for permanent records. So we've got 2 of these going in. These are file system that actually works on rails, and you turn the wheel and they float right across the floor. They're awesome. It's the best way to do it, and I'm recommending that you do it. So we want to have authorization to go to issue a purchase order for WB Mason for $63,866. That leaves me with $12,000, $11,000 and change to buy the gun lockers and the little odds and ends that we took out way back when. Some of the stuff he's going to reuse, but some of the stuff is new. That is oddball stuff that I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to procure yet.
So what was the total again?
63,866.36.
You're giving us
That includes.
You can have.
That
I only have
includes
one of these.
some
Actually,
form
no,
of-
I'm sorry. I have one for everybody.
That includes some form of tables and chairs.
All the tables, chairs, all the furniture, and the filing
And
cabinets.
is that stuff stacked? Stuff for that?
Yeah.
So you can change how you configure it.
Yep. So I only have one of these and one of these, so I'm going to pass it around.
Oh, card tables, nice.
Well, a craps table converts to an evidence locker.
Sometimes it might be the evidence.
Could I have one of each of these, Harry?
So does anybody have any questions about the
He's got any questions.
WB Mason?
That's everything we're
Furniture.
getting out tonight. All right. If you want to wait a month, it's okay. I can have the furniture people come in and show you the furniture. But I did what you asked me to do. I had the furniture people meet with the chief.
Is you happy with it?
The chief basically is relying on P3 and the furniture guy to give him good quality furniture that will work. I mean, I don't think there's no colors or anything picked out yet. Once we've picked all the furniture, we'll ask Zell to probably pick colors based on what the paint and stuff is going to be.
But the chief is happy with.
Chief seems extremely happy.
If he's happy, I'm happy.
All right. but he's not the chief forever.
Well, I know.
No, but
He's going to be working
we're
there.
going for good quality furniture that should
Yeah.
Yeah,
meet the needs for this station for years to come.
right. You won't be going to town meeting asking
We're not doing over the top.
for, no IKEA. No turning the nut. Oh, damn, I turned it too far.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Good quality.
Yeah, good stuff, but not
Designed
top
for-
of the line, institutionalized, stacking chairs, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
I have a question on it. There's checks on some of these. Are these what he has chosen, or
Let me see.
what does that represent?
I really don't know. I don't know the difference between the two. I just know that when you add all this up, it comes to 63,000. You know,
So we're, excuse me, we're getting two of these, and they are two-sided, basically.
yeah, good shelves on both sides. Let me find them for you so you can see it. Because they're quite expensive. All right, yeah. File room, $11,514 for the high-density filing in just the file room.
And that includes the shelving and everything in
Yeah,
it?
that's that system.
Complete units.
Okay.
And then there's another one for $12,374 in evidence processing. There's two of them in the building. All right, so that maximizes the amount of space we're doing. You remember when we shrunk the building?
Oh, yes, yes.
We increased the ability to do it by putting that in.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
All right, so is there any reason to delay this?
I don't feel like
I
micromanaging.
mean, we're not gonna cut them loose tomorrow, but we'll start the process of triple checking every part
Right.
by saying we intend to award, but we now need to do the next step. We'll bring in a chair and a desk, and we'll actually have them sit in them for a couple of days. But if it's between meetings, I just want to execute it. Some of this is long lead.
Yeah.
Okay?
Motion to accept the proposed,
Furniture. I'll make a motion, we accept the proposed furniture budget.
And I'll accept it?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. Everyone's favorite topic.
It's my favorite topic. Oh.
Ah, look at that. I've seen so many people smile. I come to the meeting and everybody's happy. Rob comes and everyone wants to get home.
I actually think Rob should blame you for that, not us. Bring the good
You
news.
select certain meetings not to come to. That's what my theory is.
Just shy of 100,000. This is something that I want you to mull over. All right? If we're going to do this, we got to do it soon. And if you want to take a week and have a meeting next week, I'll come back. But let me explain to you the risks and the rewards. Okay? The risk number one is we don't have a curb cut. So we're going to do a curb cut posthumously. So
That's from the
I'm
state.
going to get my hand slapped by somebody. I'm willing to do that because if we don't do this now, we're not going to get this in this project. I'm trying to be as clear as possible without indicting myself.
Who do you need the curb cut from?
Huh?
Who do you need the curb cut from?
Highway, the
state.
Highway
the
department?
DOT.
No.
And that's a question of whether we really do or whether we don't. But that's I don't think we do because I think that's your road, even though it's a numbered road. So if someone puts in a house, I think they can cut into the roadway. I don't think they have to
Yeah.
go to DOT for a permit, because it's not like a Route 44 where you have to, but I don't even want to ask the question and go down the path. I just, either we do it or we don't do it. The downside to this is you're leaving me with $62,578 change orders for the balance of the project. Knowing that, you know that I went and got $75,000 from town meeting that we all promised not to spend, but we can because it was appropriated. But if we don't need it, we don't need it. But if we need more than 62,000, we're going to have to use that 75.
But if we play that out a little bit, so we don't do this, and then we're going to have to go back to town meeting at some other point, get whatever the number will be then, which won't be this.
No, it'll be 200 because you'll have to hire an architect, put out a set of specs, and bid it.
Right. So now you're going to spend, and it probably will go up more because it will be another year or two, and by the time you get around to it, and so you're going to be. I
I want you to think about it for a week. I really do. I want I want to have another meeting, even if it's a 5-minute come in, vote yes, no. Right?
If I might just say this, my intent with that 75,000 was driveway. That was a thought in my head.
I recognize what the intent was, but I thought it was clear at town meeting. We said we wouldn't use it unless we needed it, and I honestly still don't believe we'll use it. But it's a possibility as we get going that the HVAC guy.
it's also not like. We're sitting here looking at maximum change orders at this point of $5,000, of which, when everyone calms down and shakes hands, hopefully it will drop down to
2,000 or 2.
That if we were sitting here with $100,000 in the contingency, even though we are this far into the project, but still not building yet, then I would be a lot more concerned. I do think it's a good idea to take the extra time to think it through, and that also gives the other members an opportunity to, since we are a little late here tonight. But I think, given where we are, if we end up spending the extra 60 in contingency, and then we have to dip 10 grand into the 75, I still think we're within the intent of town meeting, because we have an opportunity to potentially do this all within that budget, and we never promised a driveway.
Right.
Ever.
So let's talk about this for just a quick second. If you take the utility back charges, we haven't gotten a number from the gas company. Usually gas is zero because you're bringing in a new service, and their formula is a lot better than the electric company. Sometimes you get a small charge for Verizon, and I don't know whether the police department needs a T1 or something like that. I don't know. So we still got to deal with security. Cameras and things like that are not in anywhere in this budget, and that could be anywhere from $25,000 to who knows where. I don't know, because we haven't gone down the path with that. So we're running all the conduits for security cameras and security for the building, but we don't have those in the project. We took security out, but left the design in. If we went with the GGD design, it's probably a $100,000 system. If we went with what you could get away with, it's probably $20,000. So or less.
The chief has something already.
And the chief has brand new cameras, so his system's only 2 years old, and it looks like it's compatible with everything. So we might be able to move all his stuff over. So there's a whole bunch of things that That's the only real other unknown we have here.
I mean, yeah, and I think that's a good point to think about. My initial reaction to that is, I'd rather go ask for a little bit of money for cameras if for some reason we used everything up, knowing that we had a driveway. You know, just because you
Again,
can buy a few cameras here and there, and Chief Mayor will even do it within his budget to add on to his system to complete what he wants.
so what I want you to do is know everything. And it's too big a decision to do tonight. I've thrown a lot at you. But the project's going well. There's only one problem with the project. He's slow. I mean, slow. Even for public, he's slow. He tells me he's going to pick it up, not this week, probably sometime towards the tail end of next week. And that he's wrapping up all the summer slammers.
And what was our original plan for being done?
Yeah, what was the target date?
I don't know what's on there, but what's he got for a date? Can you read it?
March?
March 19.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably still doable with ease, but that's
I think if that's our biggest problem,
we're in good shape.
because, okay, so it gets done in May. They've been in this hole for a police station for how long now? A month or two?
No, I understand that. I'm telling you where we are.
I'd also rather him go slow and do it right.
Yeah.
It appears he's doing everything right. There are things that we get concerned about every week. We bring them up at the meetings. We document. You know, he's putting up all the timbers. Seem okay. The way he's putting it together seems okay. He doesn't have any of his clips that he has to put in. I mean, he has to put hurricane clips all throughout that building. None of them are in. You know, I haven't seen a submittal for the clips. I don't know whether he's trying to use his own clips that he's buying at Home Depot. But it doesn't work that way. So we're dealing with some of those issues with a smaller contractor that's not used to having us to do everything per the plans and specifications. So those type of things are working their way out, which add to his slowness. But I genuinely think he's just had too much work this summer. And his summer work, he told me today, he said, my summer work is 100% wrapped up by the end of next week. He says, I have to take the windows, I have to put them in, I can't have them sitting on site, so I have to have the roof on. So he's scheduling, he's sheathing the building right now on the roof so that he can put the top truss on. So the truss is a little triangle and a trapezoid.
Yeah.
So
I saw that the other day. I was like, wait, what? And then I'm like, oh, it's probably too wide to be able to fit on a truck, so they have to have.
They have to cut it in two, right?
But thank you, because at first I was going to go by.
You thought we were putting up
I was
McDonald's?
just like, I don't remember that.
Putting in a McDonald's.
When does the HVAC go in? Will that go in the end of the trusses?
Oh no, the units will fit between the trusses. There'll be a hole for them to go up and slide down because we have to take them out when they break.
Okay.
All right, the ductwork will all slide down the trusses in smaller pieces, and the piping on this job is all small pipe. I'm not worried at all about HVAC on this job or electric. I'm worried about the HVAC contractor and the electric contractor because they have file sub bidders and they have more rights than a spotted turtle. All right, so but so far so good. Everything's going pretty good. I think you'll be happy with the cleanliness and what he's got done so far. It looks like a really small building right now. When you go through it, it looks like a tiny little thing. You're like, ugh,
That's what I
it's
thought
small.
when I saw it.
But when you sheetrock it, it looks even smaller. And then when you put the ceilings in, it looks bigger again. So, you know, you get all these optical illusions that occur as you're building this building that make you think, oh, we screwed up. Oh, no, we didn't screw up. Yeah, we did screw up. No, we didn't screw up. But you can't really judge it until the last piece of rubber base goes in because it all ties together, colors and all that at that point. So I think we're in good shape. I think you have an opportunity to do this, but I want you to be conscious of the security and the fact that we need a contingency budget. But you'll also know that we have $75,000 that we promised not to use unless we needed it.
And is there more money coming out for furniture and fixtures? Might be some odds and ends.
I gotta buy a couple of gun cabinets. I don't know what they cost. I'm being told they're not that bad. So there's a couple of those, and I think we'll probably have $10,000 in utility money, to be honest with you, more. But that's probably going to be about it. I don't know if we're going to be able to scrape anything else out of this thing.
How often do you meet with him?
Oh, weekly. I don't meet weekly. Either Rob or I meet weekly. Rob's done the last 3 meetings.
Okay.
But I talk to APC once a week and have a in-depth discussion on what he's doing, what subs are coming. Because, I get my reports from Rob, and I get the pictures, and I can tell just looking at the pictures where he's going slow and where he's not going slow.
So my only concern is I'm a little bit of a worrier. You said that we don't need to get the curb cut until, or we're going to get our hand slapped if necessary. So whose hand is going to get slapped, yours or the town's?
I'm going to have to slap mine.
Okay.
Okay, what are they going to do?
I have no
They're going
idea.
to block up the curb cut to a public safety building? So there's doing it right, which we'll end up having to do. We'll end up having to fill out the paperwork and get the curb cut. We're going to have to do that. But it's going to be posthumously. It's not going to be prior. Because if you do it prior, you cannot do that road for at least a year. And this contract is going to be gone. So, it's kind of like if, the analogy I think I'd use is, you have the homeowner that doesn't know any better. He puts in a pool, fills in a little wetland to do it. The Conservation Commission usually fines them and gives them a $50 fine, and they have to replicate 50 feet somewhere. But if they applied to do it, it would be $22,000 worth of engineering fees, and they're in the system, and that's what I equate it to. I don't know whether you need or not need it.
Right.
I'm assuming you don't.
Okay.
I don't know the answer. I know this, you got like 50 curb cuts right next door to it.
And
We can give them one back.
yeah, hopefully we'll be closing one of those off at some point. So.
We're going to trade you 2 curb cuts for
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
So just in case I'm not here for the next meeting, and I'm not a member, but have sat in on all of these, this one seems like an absolute no-brainer to me, as far as quality of life and quality of the building and usefulness of the building. I mean, we're going to kill somebody with the traffic flow that we presently have sooner or later. So this, my perspective, I'm pretty sure my fellow selectmen would totally agree.
And I'm not asking the selectmen for an opinion.
Yeah, I know you're not, and I'm just blabbing because I've sat with these guys for 7 years now, trying to get this damn thing done.
All right.
All right?
Everybody aboard for next week?
Yeah, Wednesday night,
We can do 2 weeks, but I mean, I have to, I'd like to do next week. Let me just double check myself.
I would be probably available by phone if you start at 6. I have a meeting in Whitman at 5. So I doubt whether it'll be over by 6. And so if you need a vote,
I'm good. I'm good for next Wednesday.
I am
Okay.
too.
Okay, I will post it next Wednesday. And
if
as far as we know,
if
Harry
you
will
need
be
a
back. And
body for a vote, I'm available.
okay.
Also, if we have any issues with any of the
I'll try to get a little more information on security by then, but I don't think I'll have enough to say what it's going to cost. I actually made a call today to someone that does security systems for the town of Hanover, and it's pretty reasonable.
So we did the full security system for the school, and they saved an enormous amount of money because the IT department of the school pulled the wires. Because they did one of the schools in Kingston, and the IT guys watched all these people that they had in there just pulling wires to the ceiling. And they're like, well, and then the bill was, up there.
What did it cost you?
20, under 25, 26.
So we're putting in all the,
And that's
we're putting in
with-
all we're putting in all the conduits
Right.
for this. So we're prepping for it. So the running of the cables in this building is not a school. It's only 6,000 square feet.
Right.
It's two guys,
but
2 days.
that's how we did it for that price,
Yeah.
because it was that we just paid for equipment, basically.
Harry can run the wires.
You know what I mean? I mean, so there's that's part of the thing. So, I mean, they're like, we are not paying anyone in any of our buildings again to run security camera wires.
It's ridiculous.
They spent tens of thousands of dollars in the other
Prevailing wage.
Yep.
The bane of my existence.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't have anything else for you.
Back to next week. Would it be better if we met at 6:30? I can meet at 6:30. Can you be here at
No.
6:30?
Well, I guess it's only an issue if we don't have any
Yeah.
members can't make it.
And you can do it by a phone.
No,
No, I mean, it's legal.
that's right.
Only if the committee has voted to adopt the statute. And you can't vote by phone. You can only participate by phone. Sorry.
So, but we have.
You can like assent and say, hey, if I was there.
So if that's an issue, we can play with. I can be flexible with the time too.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I
Well,
can
I
too.
will reach out to the other
members?
three and make sure that we have a quorum in.
I think we should have the chief at the next one too.
He's invited every time, so
I know.
he has long days.
He really has. It's tough to run a police department with all the laws.
All right.
Okay?
All right, motion to adjourn then.
So moved.
You don't get to do that.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Okay, yeah, sorry.